Welcome to the Video Games News Podcast. Where we'll be talking about really cool games that we like, and we'll be giving awards to really cool games. So, yeah.
So last episode we had 3 people. Today we only have 2 people.
Yes. Right now it is only me, Randy, and Drake.
Yes. That just sounds like you said me, Randy, and Drake, which sounds like 3 people.
Oh, sorry.
It's only 2 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yep. So I think we'll get straight to the games. Have you played any of the new games that we're gonna be talking about?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it first. First of all, we're talking about 2 games. I'm gonna be talking about 2 games.
Yeah, Drake is.
They're
gonna be
both
talking about 2 games.
Telltale games, which is the studio that made The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead games and Tales from the Borderlands. And that is actually the first game that we're talking about. They make like story-based games mostly. At least that's their most popular games. So, Tales from the Borderlands. Have you played the Borderlands games?
I think I've tried some.
Okay.
I might have played a demo or something.
Okay.
But I don't really remember. Have you?
Yeah. I played 1 and 2. So the Borderlands series has 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. So it's an FPS, and it's kind of got like RPG elements because you upgrade your character through skill trees, and you also get new like randomly generated weapons. You also do a lot of quests in it. It's open world, which is cool, and it focuses on comedy a lot. A lot of the dialogue is like trying to be funny. I mean,
yeah, I think that's the Borderlands series. There has been comedy in there.
I think, yeah, like the second one can be really funny at times, like especially with Handsome Jack. I think though that the problem with that series is it kind of relies on that comedy. You know, and it's kind of a game that you have to play with like friends or something.
Yeah, because that would make it. Would make it a really cool game.
It is pretty boring if you play it alone.
Yeah.
It'll get boring because it's just the same thing. It is fun though. It's kind of funny. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about those games. We're talking about Tales from the Borderlands, which is a story-based game based in the Borderlands universe. I'm not sure exactly what the setting is, but I know you're not a Vault Hunter yourself, like in the other games.
Wasn't the third one that was a prequel?
Yeah.
Third one was a prequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
It's kind of confusing how they made a first and then a second, then a prequel.
I mean, that's how some things do it.
Yeah.
So it's story based. Of course, you make your choices of what you want to say.
Yeah.
I'm actually
like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, like any of those games. I'm not too sure about the settings they're doing. I mean, they're cool settings actually. Like Borderlands. I'm not sure though. It's probably gonna disappoint any fans of the series. You know.
Yeah.
Because it's story based and they're used to shooters. So anyone who's not bored of the series and actually wants another Borderlands game probably shouldn't get this unless you're like actually into the story and you want to make choices, because there's probably not going to be any shooting because you're of course not a Vault Hunter like I said.
Yeah.
If I said that, I think I said that.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay. But you're not a Vault Hunter, so you're not going to be doing any you're not going to be going around just killing everything you see. I heard there was like a lot of hiding. You do meet some Vault Hunters that you'd probably know from the series. I think I'm not sure. They might just be other random people.
We haven't played this game yet.
Yeah,
but maybe we'll get to it.
It's pretty recent, but it's you know, I'm not super into the Borderlands series. I played the first and the second one. With I played the first and the second, but
right now
it isn't really Borderlands though, so that could kind of be cool.
Right now, I'm not really planning on getting any Borderlands games soon. I've got other games that I want to get first, but I do want to play one of the Borderlands games. I just want to play one.
We can play it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but like if I'm gonna get any of those Telltale games that are kind of like story based, I would get The Walking Dead and the new recent Game of Thrones first before the Borderlands one, which we're actually gonna be talking about as well. That's the other game that I would be talking about, which is the Game of Thrones Telltale game.
Yeah, you get to make your own decisions, right?
Yeah, that's how they all go. Same thing, kind of decisions. You decide what you want to talk. You play as a house in the north. I'm gonna try not to do any spoilers in the books for anyone who's a fan, but I kind of want to know when they actually like set this book, because let me just tell you, it's not going to be this game, not this book. It's not going to be very entertaining game.
It might not be like action packed.
Yeah, no. Depending on when they said it, it might kind of be not entertaining. If you know what I mean. I mean, you haven't read the books, so I don't think you know. But there's certain parts of the story, of course, where it's not going to be super fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
But you do meet characters from the story. You go to locations from the story, so that could be kind of cool. And I know I'm going to get that because I am a huge fan of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. Read all the books, didn't you?
I haven't read them all. I'm on number 3 out of like 5 currently.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're not talking about books. We're talking about the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get that. It just came out like today or yesterday. I'm not sure.
Sometime this week.
Yeah, it came out sometime this week, so it's really recent. And you should get that. It's only like $30 actually.
Yeah, pretty good price for a game that just came out.
It is actually.
Yeah.
And it was on sale if you managed to pick it up a little early for like $27, like for pre-orders. I'm not sure actually yet how well it's been received, but it looks pretty cool to me. And hopefully it's kind of keeping up the same quality that the other ones,
Game of Thrones,
that the other Telltale games have been like.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it is like how successful the Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands
or Walking Dead. They've been pretty good graphics, and
yeah, the graphics are
successful. So
yeah,
I'm sure they'll come.
Yeah.
All right. So the next game we will be talking about is The Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Okay, so The Binding of Isaac is a roguelike. It's pretty hard, actually.
Mm-hmm. There's not a huge difference.
I don't think there's a huge difference. I know there's new items. There's probably some new bosses.
Yeah.
The graphics are also updated. Mm-hmm. And it used to be rooms could only be a certain size, but now they can also be bigger. So that's cool. There's new rooms, new enemies, all kinds of cool stuff. That's kind of new. But I'm not sure about it being a whole new $15 game. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's new weapons and like you said, bigger rooms.
Yeah, they have better graphics. They have a lot more stuff, but that sounds like kind of like an expansion pack.
I mean, maybe you could just get the first game and probably just enjoy it just as much.
There was also like an expansion or like DLC or whatever for the first game that added a bunch of new stuff. So it's kind of like if you bought the first game and now this kind of feels like it should just add on to the first game because it really doesn't add that much.
But maybe if you want just a few more like weapons, and you need to entertain yourself somehow, just get the second one.
Still, you might as well get the first one. It's cheaper. And even with the expansion pack or DLC or whatever you want to call it, Wrath of Lamb, it's still cheaper with both of those than this one is. I mean, the graphics not a huge deal, right?
I really don't base my games off graphics.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that picky.
It's like a certain style. So of course with every style it's gonna be like you like it or you don't like it. It's only like graphics that are actually bad that I'm gonna say, no, I don't want to play this game. Like if they're just really buggy and they're bad for their time.
8-bit doesn't count.
Yeah,
8-bit is supposed to be 8-bit.
Yeah, like even 8-bit and retro games that are like pixel style,
I like those games.
They can still be fun. Like who cares really what the graphics are like? This is meant to be kind of like look like that, you know?
Yeah.
And the bigger rooms, again, not really a big deal. New enemies, not a big deal. Weapons, not a big deal. Nothing really changes the game as far as I know.
The layout is kind of like the same. Like, the place that you are in seems kind of like the same.
It is the same, I think. I think it's like a remake, sort of. I'm not sure. Here, let me research a little bit.
But yeah.
Let me see if I can find any major differences. If there is a major difference, I'm totally just forgetting about it.
Well, the first one's $5.
Yeah, it is.
And this one's $15.
A lot more expensive. I don't think there's like too much that's a
yeah, just items.
Oh, that's right. Actually, I'm missing out on one thing that could be kind of important.
What is it?
And it is a remake. Okay, so if you're a Binding of Isaac fan, or if you want to get into roguelike, I actually would suggest it. Okay, there's one thing I did miss. There's actually, they actually designed it to have a lot more synergy with items. So, like, in the last game, it's kind of, you get multiple items that just do different things, you know? This one's kind of meant so that certain items can work together well. I'm not sure of any examples. I haven't played it yet. I played the first one, though. But there's definitely, I'm not sure exactly what, but there's probably some sort of cool combination you can make if you get a lot of items. It's not really like actually combining them to make one item. It's like their effects are meant to work together. So that can be cool. I don't know. It's still, I feel like, kind of feels like it should be an expansion pack and less expensive.
Yeah.
They might, however, have changed the engine, like, or
And
the
maybe they'll have expansion
actual-
packs for the second one, too,
yeah,
later.
which, I don't know. It's kind of like, I might get it at some point.
I mean,
guess.
maybe if you're a Binding of Isaac fan,
Yeah, of course.
you should probably get it. I mean,
it's
there's
Binding of Isaac.
there's nothing too bad about it.
Yeah, it's not like it's a bad game.
Yeah, it's not like it's a bad game. It's just like
It's just there's
you
not
could
a
also
whole
get the
lot.
first one and probably have the same amount of
like enjoyment. Out of it.
enjoyment out of it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So now that we're done with the new games, what?
We will be talking about the old games.
Yes. So for old games, we're going to be talking about
Mega Man 2
Yes.
and some other games. So Mega Man 2.
That's one you recently like.
I recently just got into recently.
Mega
I'm just
Man.
talking about yesterday night.
Yeah.
I don't know. It started with me watching YouTube about him.
Yeah.
Watching some stuff about him, and then I started watching a whole bunch of stuff about his details and stuff, and he just looks really cool. I mean, blue's my favorite color, and he's all blue, so
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool.
That's-
His cannon's really cool, which we will be talking about later.
Yeah.
His cannon's cool. I love it. It actually is solar energy. It's not just lemons, people. It's solar energy.
Not just lemons.
Yeah, it looks like lemons. Like, they look like ping pong balls or something. That, like, when he shoots them, it looks
Alright.
like ping pong balls. Whatever.
Okay. Okay, so it's a platformer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Mega Man was pretty popular.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of changed it, like,
So which one? We're talking about Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 2, yes, sorry.
Really old, actually, compared to anything else we've ever really talked about.
You could get, you could get Mega Man 9 for, an Xbox.
Yeah.
But, Mega Man 9, but they made some recent ones, Mega Man X, and, like, Mega Man X2, and stuff like that. Or maybe, but I just feel like the second, and, like, the classics starting up, to 5, like, or 6, or, up to 6. And then 9, they decided, they had, better graphics than the first, like, 5,
Yeah.
for the, like, 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
But on the 9th, they just decided to change it to retro, or 8-bit again.
I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. I mean, it's not, again, graphics isn't a huge deal. It's kind of...
No, that was
like
meant to be
whatever.
8-bit. It was meant.
Well,
or else they would have probably...
Maybe it wasn't meant to be, because back then, of course, that's kind of like the style that they could
still,
use
I don't think it would be a better game if it was not 8-bit.
Yeah,
I think Mega Man is deserved to be 8-bit.
Deserve to be 8-bit.
I mean, like,
Whatever.
you know what I mean.
It's kind of like, it still doesn't really change too much, though, so it doesn't really matter.
But I don't feel like it would be a huge problem if they had better graphics. I mean, the graphics on that game are just fine. I mean,
Yeah,
I really don't have a problem with them if you love 8-bit games.
Yeah, we already talked about this. Like, it's just, the graphics, the pixel
I don't think
style,
they meant to
the
do a
retro
bad job
style.
on the... I don't think they meant to do a bad job on the graphics. I think they just work what they could.
Well, yeah,
work
that's
with
kind
what
of
they
the
could.
limitations of
Yeah.
their era. I mean, it still doesn't matter, though. Like, nowadays, it's fine. It's completely fine to make a game with retro graphics.
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone loves 8-bit or
It's
retro
better
games.
off than them making some weird-looking, like,
It'd be kind of
3D
weird.
platformer, especially like
But-
2D games.
But in Smash Bros, he has been like updated, looking better.
Well, yeah, of
like,
course. You're not
yeah.
gonna have some weird you're not gonna have.
You're not gonna have some weird 8-bit.
Actually, I think Mr. Game & Watch is actually like that, but still, in Mega Man's kind of like it makes more sense to have him like that.
But yeah.
In
So,
Smash.
well, Mega Man 2, it's just, I don't know. Mega Man 2 is cool. I got a version on my iPod.
Yeah.
I got like the trial version, of course.
Yeah.
So I got that game, and it's pretty fun. I'm gonna get a different Mega Man for my Xbox. So, but the second one is fun. I played it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I like the Mega Man series.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
And
pretty
all
cool.
the power-ups that come with it, too.
I don't know. I've never really played any of them. I think I played a little bit of one. I never played a huge amount of Mega Man, though. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, you get a lot of power-ups in it.
Yeah.
Like an example, like Leaf Shield, or
Yeah.
sounds pointless, but it
Leaf
helps defeat
Shield.
Windman.
My leaf will defeat you, Windman.
But there's some really cool power-ups. So yeah, that's Mega Man 2. Now on to BioShock 2.
Okay.
I was insanely obsessed with that game in a period of time.
Yeah.
I fangirled over that game for such a long time. But
now everyone thinks you're a girl.
Yep, because I fangirl. But it's a good game. I love BioShock 2.
BioShock 2.
I still love it now. I just play different.
What about the first BioShock? Do you like that one?
I would say there was probably more stuff to do in the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
The second one is just you're a different character.
Yeah, you're the Big Daddy, which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, there's more stuff in the first one than there is the second one. Surprisingly, the first one has like a machine where you build stuff.
Yeah.
And it has like I don't know. It just looks.
I played the first one in BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, but I played BioShock Infinite. That one's pretty good, but
yeah, it's actually pretty fun. But it's not really like the first two.
No, it's not.
The first two BioShocks are really cool though.
I like the first one and the second one more than like the BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
I like Rapture more than Columbia.
Yeah.
And I like the characters more than.
Yeah.
I like Big Daddies.
I agree.
And I like Splicers.
I love the Big Daddies and the Little Sisters.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a cool game. There's lots of cool.
Adam and like a rivet gun drill.
Yeah,
that stuff's cool. Yeah, I just really like it. I don't hate the other two.
Yeah,
the first one's cool.
The other two are good.
I kind of saw I was kind of surprised when they made the third one.
The Infinite one, yeah.
I was kind of surprised. I was like, whoa, it's like a whole new place,
honestly,
all new characters.
It feels like one of those games where it's like, why is this called blah blah blah? You know, why is this called BioShock? This is not BioShock. The weapons and how all that works is kind of the same.
It's kind of it's kind of the same,
but it's not really the same.
Well,
you still get those powers.
You still get the powers. Cool. The only difference in the powers are that it's just like a difference. Like it's just the powers, and instead of injecting Adam with a needle into yourself, you have Vigors, which you drink it out of like something like a wine.
That's really not a big deal, though. I feel like
it's not a big deal, but there's still different powers with different.
Yeah, there's different powers, of course.
And it's not called Adam; it's called
Vigors.
Salts.
Oh yeah.
It's called salts. Yeah, they're in Vigors.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So yeah, the BioShock games.
BioShock
2 especially.
Yeah.
Okay. Third game we're talking about is Bayonetta. I don't think you played Bayonetta.
Nope, I have nothing.
I have played Bayonetta. The second one recently came out. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing. I've heard it was pretty good. But I don't have a Wii U, so I can't play that. But Bayonetta 1 I did recently get, like really recently, like 2 days ago, I think. And so I just started playing it a little while ago. I don't have much progress, but it is pretty fun so far. It's like, I guess it could be classified as a hack and slash maybe, because you just kind of fight through enemies. I really like the bosses though. That's my favorite part, I think, is fighting the bosses. They are so fun. Like, they each have kind of cool mechanics. Like, one of them is this kind of like dog thing, and it'll pounce at you and try and bite you, so you have to dodge out of the way when it does that. And then, like, hit it while it's there, and it also, like, shoot fireballs at you. It's pretty cool.
I don't know anything about this, so you're going to be the one who's talking mostly.
It's just you kind of fight monsters. It's cool. There's combos.
Is it third or first person?
It's third person.
Oh, okay. Is it like LOL and WoW? Is it kind of like those, or is it...
Stop comparing everything to League of Legends and World of Warcraft. Just because those are two games that I play... well, I used to play WoW, but I don't play it anymore. Just because they're games I've played... does not mean every single game is compared to them, okay?
Oh, it just seems like
it's third person, okay?
Okay.
It's not really, it's not like them.
Gotcha. Sorry.
WoW is an MMORPG.
Okay!
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. But yeah, you just kind of, I love the bosses, though. The bosses are really fun.
They sound fun.
And, you get kind of cool weapons. You shoot the peeps. You get, it's just, I don't know. The bosses are the cool part. There are QuickTime events, which I don't really like.
I kind of like QuickTime events, but it only depends.
I don't like them when you instantly die.
Yeah, if you instantly die, but like it's just if you just get injured.
Yeah,
just die a tiny bit.
Okay.
Those are okay. But if you instantly die,
I like the ones where you like mash the button. Those are okay. At first I liked those, but now I'm kind of like my fingers just hurt whenever I do those, and I don't want to anymore. But
and you got to get the controller in a different place and just slam
it. At first I wasn't really sure when it wanted me to press the button, so I was like, okay, when do I press it? So I just had to like keep on pressing it, and every time I died, I had to go through the same section again and watch a cutscene. It was That's horrible.
Yeah. Well, yep. Alright, so we're gonna go to the top sellers. Surprisingly, they're different.
For this week.
Well, we can see, like, what's the most popular console.
Okay, so it looks like, oh yeah, that's millions of hardware units sold, so.
Yeah, 3DS has bombed the charts, higher than any other.
3DS?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow, it is actually.
Yeah, 46.7 million.
Wow. That's kind of actually weird.
Yeah, because
Why?
I thought everyone would be like, well, PS4's, alright, so we'll go in order. The Wii U has 7.6 million.
Okay.
So that's like 24.7 of whoever buys these consoles.
Yeah, like
24.7.
That makes sense. There's a lot of new Wii U games that like came out recently.
I'm sure
Christmas.
that'll get.
Of course, Christmas shopping's going to be happening.
Mhm.
So
Which
it makes
I
sense that
hopefully-
there'll be a lot of console sales. Next is Xbox One. Makes sense again.
8.1.
You know.
I'm surprised that it's not too far away from the Wii U. I'm so surprised.
Yeah, it's actually kind of well. The Xbox One didn't do too well. You can't play Xbox 360 games on it.
Yeah, you can't play.
So-
I think it would be way awesome if you could play Xbox 360
Yeah,
games.
like why don't they have that?
I know, what? Well, they have some of the same games, like with the
Well,
like.
these same games, but you have to like pay for them again. So it's kind of like
The PS4 is the second thing.
the
Or wait,
second most.
the Xbox One has 8.1 million.
Yeah, and
26.2% of whoever buys consoles.
the PS4 is at 15.1 million consoles.
That's 49.1% of whoever buys these.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense again, actually, because you can.
Because the PS4.
Honestly, the PS4 feels like it's better than the Xbox One
Mhm.
right now. Like, Halo is all that's really come out for the Xbox One that's, like, putting it ahead of the PS4.
Mhm.
Other than that, PS4 has Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, it's dominated Xbox
It has,
One by now.
a lot of other stuff that's cool. Next we have the 3DS. It's actually
That
huge.
is
as
the
we
most.
said. Yeah.
Most bought.
Huge.
46.7. That is 83.6%.
Well, wait, what? That doesn't even make sense. Look, these percents don't. I'm not sure
I
what
know.
those percents mean.
Well,
actually.
it doesn't matter.
I'm not sure what the percents mean.
Maybe it just changes it to like percent. It
It
doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Matter.
It doesn't matter. We'll just not say the percents.
Yeah. Okay. 46.7 million.
Okay, that's Christmas probably. Buying Christmas presents for kids. Not sure why they're buying the 3DS in specific over
Well,
the Wii U.
It's just.
cheaper.
It's probably just like the Wii U.
Actually, it's cheaper. It's mobile.
Mhm.
That actually makes sense. You can get
You could get the
Smash.
Wii. It's like the Wii U, but portable.
Yeah. There's
It's
not the same
Nintendo,
games, but
so-
there's still some cool games.
Mhm.
There's Smash.
There's Smash. There's still some like there's like the Super Mario 3D.
Yeah,
where
there's-
it's like it doesn't have a cap, but it has a
They have
Tanuki and
the
stuff.
new Pokemon.
They have all the new Pokemons.
They have I'm not sure what else, but
They have-
there's probably other games for the 3DS that are causing
They have like
it.
that Village Town game or something like that.
Oh, Animal Crossing?
Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
They have
that-
which people love.
So lots of popular games
And
on that.
PS Vita. Nope.
9.1
million.
Why would you even like it didn't
I didn't even know those
It-
were still selling.
Yeah,
Because
it
I never saw.
didn't-
I've never seen those
it
around.
didn't really do very well.
No.
I re-
But it's reached more than over 5 million. So that's. I mean,
That's
I-
like the week. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but
I personally don't like the PS.
that's
Vita.
barely any. Yeah, no. Like I'd much prefer a 3DS. Like
Yeah.
there's
if I
just
had
better
if I had to
games.
choose a mobile, it would be the 3DS. That would be my first mobile thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe like
I choose 3DS still like over
maybe like an iPod or.
like still over
An
like a
iPhone.
phone or something.
Mhm.
I choose the 3DS because there's games. There's
Yeah,
actual
there's
games.
a lot of games and the controls feel pretty good.
Yeah, the controls. The joystick isn't the best. Like the
Mm-hmm.
little stick thing is not the best, but it's all right. It all works okay
Yep. All right,
So,
now time for the global top sellers.
for games.
Yeah. So
So-
number 1, Pokemon Omega.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Of course, Pokemon. It just came out a
Yeah.
little while ago. That one
On the 3DS.
Yes, 3DS. So that's probably partial reason why the 3DS is selling so well
And
right now.
everyone, including our friend Damon, loves Pokemon.
everyone-
loves.
I mean,
loves.
Pokemon. The games are actually pretty
It's
fun.
a huge.
Recently, I've been playing some of the older games like Gold and White.
I'm not a huge fan of Pokemon.
After White, I kind of was like, I don't really care anymore. But this one is looking pretty good. It's got a lot of sales right now.
Mhm.
It's top in the world on
I'm
the
su-
3DS, of course.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the
Yeah.
chart changed from our last podcast.
Well, I mean, I'm not too surprised with some new games coming out, you know.
Mhm. And it looks like they're all different.
Yeah, no. I think Far Cry 4 and AC Unity were probably there before.
No, Far Cry wasn't there before.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's different.
So yeah, Pokemon for the 3DS, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for 3DS.
Number 2 is
Grand Theft Auto for the PS4.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, this is probably
Grand
because
Theft
of
Auto
the
5.
first-person mode.
Yeah,
It's actually
Everyone is-
really cool.
if a YouTuber plays the next gen GTA 5
Yeah.
without switching the first person, the comments will blow up with haters.
Yeah, like, I mean,
And
honestly,
we're like, why aren't you playing
that
in
makes
first
sense.
person?
I mean, they really shouldn't be playing it without first person, and, like,
Since it's just next gen new.
Okay, so they should, if they didn't play it, like, when it was old, that makes sense. Like, because
I am glad that they, like,
the
you
first
can...
person is cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that you can switch from third person to first person.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not a big fan, but you want the next gen GTA.
Yeah, it's not...
Because I think you can eat, like, a flower and then change into animals. Because you're, like...
I know you can play as, like, a bird. I don't know.
No, you can play as other animals.
Okay, well...
I saw YouTubers do it.
Well, okay, well, I've only seen the bird.
Okay.
Actually, it is pretty cool, and it does have updated graphics. I think
It has updated graphics.
Goes to 1080p right now.
I think it does. I
So
think it
that's
updated.
HD.
Yeah, I think it updated the graphics because it's first person.
I mean,
now.
that makes sense. It's for the new consoles. They're going to update the graphics a bit. Grand Theft Auto 5, of course, is a really fun game. That one's good.
Yeah.
It's a really good GTA.
Yep.
Especially, like, compared to GTA 4, it is amazing.
Oh, horrible graphics GTA 4 has.
GTA 4 isn't horrible, but
It's not horrible.
The story's less good. The single player and
It's fun with
the
friends,
multiplayer
though.
is less good. I really think GTA 5, though, compared to GTA 4, is amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
but we still play GTA 4,
Yeah,
and we have a lot of
but
fun
I mean,
with
that's
it.
because you don't have GTA 5.
Yeah.
GTA 5 is really fun.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah, it's just,
But all the GTAs are fun. I mean, the graphics may not be
really good.
the graphics may not be the best for all the GTAs. But,
Actually, the new one has really good graphics, though.
yeah.
Like, pretty good.
all right, for number 3 for the PS4, Far Cry 4. Like I said, the
Yeah.
PS4 is dominating,
Yeah.
so most of these games will be on the thing.
Let's see. Far Cry 4 is
Our friend Travis, who
We already talked about that last episode.
yeah,
Far Cry 4.
he loves it.
Far Cry.
So if you want to listen to us talking about Far Cry, we're not really going to explain it that much. Just click our previous episode.
Yeah.
And then we talk about Far Cry 4 and a bunch of other games.
Yep.
So we're just going to move on to the next one.
Grand Theft Auto 5 for Xbox One. Okay, that makes sense again.
We're just gonna
thing.
say different console.
Yeah, different console.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Ooh, yes.
That's one of the That's one of the top 5 games I'm gonna get for the Wii U.
Definitely.
Smash Bros.
I love that game.
Yeah, I do too.
I've never played any of the previous ones, but it's so cool. Like,
Huge selection of characters.
Yeah,
I think
I
there's
love
over
that.
30 characters that you can play as.
yeah.
I think there is.
I think, yeah. There's
Yeah.
gotta be, maybe.
Because I think there's like, there has
Yeah,
to be
I
over
think
30.
there is. It's cool.
It's got like,
It's a fighting game, you know. It's cool.
it's got
It has like 8-player support, right?
8 players.
That would be awesome.
It has a section, like, when you open up the game, there's like Smash, options, 8-player Smash.
That is.
It gives it gives itself like a own little section for
Mode.
8-player.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That 8-player. It's too bad we don't have that many friends.
Womp womp, shed a single tear. But
Well, that many friends that want to play it. We have like 3 people.
But
Still.
what was I gonna say? It's for the Wii U. It's also for the 3DS too. But it's for the 3DS. But I mean, I would prefer it on the Wii U.
For me, yeah, same thing. But for me, I'm gonna get it for the 3DS just because it feels like it'd be something good to play like on the go. And I don't know. It feels to me like something that would get kind of boring after a while. If you
Well, the first time you get it, you're gonna be like, whoa!
yeah, but
new game.
after a long time, or after just a little while, in fact, it's a fighting game. So unless you're planning on like trying to get really good on it, it's gonna be kind of boring after a while. After you
Even
kind
with
of,
friends, it can get a little boring.
yeah, it'll get boring eventually. But I think on the go would be good because
If you have a 3DS, it is for the 3DS.
Yeah, and if it's of course a fighting game, so it's kind of just go in like to a mode and just
But-
fight.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. 8-player, it doesn't seem that fun. Crowded, all crowded. That's kind of hard to see.
I think that's kind of the point. It's like one of those modes that's just meant to be fun. Like
just
for-
like button mash.
It's just meant to be like a mode that's like, oh well, okay, well
It's not-
I'm flying
Super
away
Smash
now.
Bros. Isn't really a fighting game. Well, it's
It's a
but
fighting game.
I know it's a fighting game, but it's like
It's kind of a
no one
party
really takes it
fighting
serious.
game. Actually, there is. There's a lot of professional Smash.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for the Wii U. For the PS4, Dragon Age.
Inquisition.
Yeah, Inquisition. So I have no idea.
I've not played it. I played one of the other Dragon Ages. It's an RPG. It's pretty cool. I've heard it's really good. It's open world, unlike the previous ones. The previous ones were pretty linear.
Oh, okay.
This one's open world, though. I don't know. Like, some people don't like that. Some people do. I don't know. I've heard it's pretty good, so that's a cool one right there.
Yeah.
That you should probably get at some point if you like Dragon Age or RPGs.
And number 7 for the PS4 is Assassin's Creed Unity. Again, we talked about that
we
last
talked about
time,
that last
so
episode.
just click our previous one, Xbox One for Far Cry 4. We talked about that last game, and it's for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So just click on the previous one.
Yeah.
PS4 Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We also talked about that one on the previous. Sorry about this, but
number 10 is
number 10 is for the PS4.
2K15.
I've seen some YouTubers play it.
Wrestling, yay.
We're not big fans of wrestling.
No.
Sorry, all you wrestling
I mean,
fans.
I don't really.
We'll talk about it some.
I don't know.
You can customize your characters.
I've never seen anything, so I'm gonna.
Well, you can. All right, you can customize your characters. I've seen.
All right.
Like,
well,
turn them green, turn them purple.
all I've seen on any wrestling game is some strange glitch on a ladder. That's it.
There's a lot of characters. I think. We don't have much to talk about, so we're just gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll move on from that, and we will move on
to some other stuff. We will talk about
our awards
section.
awards. So,
right, so for the
if you don't know, every episode we're going to be doing
awards for the games.
Awards for different games. They don't necessarily have to be new games. Probably not going to be.
Probably not going to all the time
be
super new games.
It's just kind of games that we like. From one for each sort of console / company. So there's going to be one for PC / computer.
Nintendo, like Nintendo. We're going to talk about like the Wii U /
3DS.
Yeah, 3DS, Nintendo.
Xbox is going to be Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
And then the PlayStation, like PS, is going to be
PlayStation 3 and 4. And PlayStation Vita. I mean, I don't know.
Unless it's on one of our top-selling games, we're not really going to talk about those.
Yeah,
I have no idea any games about that.
Okay,
so the PlayStation, we have done PlayStation 3. Maybe they'll come up with it for 4. And Justice Gods Among Us.
Okay, so this is like a lot of the games that are going to be in this award section. A game that's for pretty much every console thing. You can get it.
You can get it for Xbox too.
I think it's for PC.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so...
but we just thought it would be the best on PlayStation.
No, by that we mean we already had something for every other slot, and we like Injustice, so we wanted to put it here.
Yeah. Yeah, for Nintendo, we did Mario Party 8.
We need to talk a little more about it.
Sorry.
It's a fighting game where you play superheroes, which I actually really like. I think it has a cool story. I'm not really sure. I haven't played a huge amount of it, but it doesn't. I really, really like superheroes. And that's something I've gotten into. I'm not a huge DC fan. But I do like some DC. So that's actually a really cool game for me.
Yeah. Some examples of the characters they have. They have Aquaman, Batman, Superman. They have stuff like that.
Flash,
Catwoman,
Green Lantern. Green Lantern's pretty much the only character I really like from DC. I mean, I like the other ones. Okay.
I like Batman.
But
He's probably my favorite.
Green Lantern's my favorite from DC. Not necessarily for him as a character, but more for his universe.
Yeah.
Like all the different Lantern colors. There's actually a lot of different colors. Like there's not just green and yellow and red and but there's also like orange. There's purple. There's pink.
Is there red?
Huh?
Is there red?
Yeah.
Okay.
And each of them kind of represents like a thing. Yeah. I don't know. Like
and in Justice Gods Among Us, there's like a power like. You have your super meter like filled up, and you can just like unleash this ultimate attack. It's pretty long, the ultimate attack.
Oh, that's cool.
But if you're not a big fan of like
fighting games and superheroes, I think
if you're not a big fan of violence, everyone loves violence.
Okay, I don't think that's necessarily something we can.
No, I mean like what? If you don't like Mortal Kombat,
well, I mean I think it's more like fighting games and superheroes. Like you can kind of. I think it's really, you'll like it if you like fighting games and superheroes. I mean, I'm not a big fan of fighting games, so I'm not playing a lot of it.
If you like Mortal Kombat, though, and you love superheroes, get Injustice Gods Among Us.
Yeah.
Trust me, I played it. It's pretty fun.
It's fun, yeah.
All right, for Nintendo,
the thing I most remember about Injustice Gods Among Us, because it happened recently, I was on a plane flying to some family for Thanksgiving, you know, and the couple next to me. One of them, literally, I'm just like watching them. One of them, for some reason, Injustice Gods Among Us no longer works on their phone. Like, it just won't load. It's just the most random thing ever.
Alright, for Nintendo,
Mario Party,
Mario Party 8.
specifically Mario Party 8, kind of all Mario Parties. That's just the one we
Yeah,
played
they're pretty
the
much
most.
all like kind of the same.
I mean, yeah, that's just kind of the one
It's
we
just
played
the one that
most.
we've played and have.
Yeah.
Well, Drake has. It's fun. It's a series of mini games, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the other ones, actually, but I know Mario Party 8 is kind of set up like a board game, and at the end of each round you do a mini game, which I like. That's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of mini games, but it could get, like, sort of boring after a while. Yeah, it could kind of be like...
It could be frustrating, too.
Yeah, if you're not very good at the mini games, and if everyone else has played more than you.
Yeah,
and it could also be frustrating if you get to some of the unfair mini games. Some of them can be really unfair for one player because their role, because sometimes it's like teams, and sometimes one player's role is much harder than the other player.
But if you haven't ever heard of Mario Party and you're just listening to this now, like
it's just the Mario.
It's not any Mario game that you probably played.
Yeah, it's just the Mario characters.
It's kind of like a board game.
It's just a set of mini games basically.
Yeah, it's a set of mini games and you move your character.
Yeah, but it's like mini games tied in with other things that you can do like on a board game, like moving spaces, trying. I think mostly you're trying to get as many like stars
and a pretty wide character selection.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All the Mario well, not all of them,
but a whole lot of characters actually.
Well, the Mario Party games never really have a lot of characters.
There's some. It's cool. You can pick some characters like from the different Mario games. So that's a game that you'd probably get if it's really not fun by yourself. Let me tell you that.
I know. I played before by myself.
Yeah, no, that's not a game you play by yourself. You play it with like a group of people.
Or if they're just even at your house. It's boring alone. Just don't play it alone.
Yeah, no, don't play it alone ever.
Unless you're a loner and can't make friends. Then
don't buy the game.
Then don't buy the game. Yeah. Buy Black Ops, which is the next game we're talking about.
Black Ops 2.
Black
Ops 1 is also good, however.
Yeah, we're just talking about Black Ops 2 for Xbox 360 this time.
It's also on other things, of course. Another one that's on everything, pretty much. Black Ops 2. So, the Call of Duty franchise, it kind of, it got really good at Black Ops. Black Ops was one of probably the most popular Call of Duty games. Then Black Ops 2 came out, which was, again, really, really popular. But then after that, Ghosts came out, which did not do well. It wasn't. I didn't really like it.
A lot of people liked it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah,
personally, I didn't like it.
I personally didn't like some of the changes they did. It was like, I feel like it was too different, but too much the same. Like, it felt different from Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Big graphics from the first and second.
Yeah, they were
pretty. The second one is better, of course.
Yeah.
The first one, I think, had more guns. I feel like had more guns.
I think the second one.
Well, it doesn't really matter if you're a fan of the first one or the second one. We're just talking about the second one for now.
Yeah, we're just talking about it. Because after Ghosts, I think we all kind of went back to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Because we played
when Advanced Warfare came out.
Yeah, Advanced Warfare was fun,
and then everyone's buying that, I guess.
Advanced Warfare is good. Yeah. It's different, which can be good or can be bad. So I still go back to Black Ops 2 every once in a while, because it is Call of Duty. Advanced Warfare is different. We already talked about that last episode.
Yeah, if you want to check that out.
So we've both played a lot of Black Ops 2.
I kind of stopped a little incident between me and my brothers and their Black Ops. So we're not really going to get into that, but we did play Black Ops 2 a lot.
Yeah. Like, our entire group of friends kind of met through that. Not really through that. But we did play a lot. That was the first game we ever
One of the first games that we ever played together.
Like, as a group of friends. Everything else kind of, like, led out of that after we stopped.
We would still be
Black Ops
playing it, but I guess everyone just went their different paths with game.
But we still played, different things together. But that was really the only game ever that we've all played together.
That's one of the few games that we could actually find on Xbox.
Yeah,
that we could all play.
Yeah, that we've all done together. Other than, like, Minecraft or Terraria and stuff like that.
Yeah, Terraria, Minecraft, stuff like that. Alright, for the PC, Drake, you can...
We have a game we talked about a little bit earlier, which is Telltale Games, specifically Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go with all of their games, actually, that are,
all
story-based.
To make decisions.
Other than The Wolf Among Us, just because I have not heard really anything about that. Tales from the Borderlands and the Walking Dead games, and the Game of Thrones game, which I'm really excited about, as I said, so
He's
that's
gonna get it.
what I'm going to mostly talk about. Those games are really cool because you can make your choices. I know that is definitely not something everyone's going to be interested in.
Yeah,
Not everyone
PC lovers will.
Yeah, it's
PC lovers that love Game of Thrones.
Not necessarily PC. I think some of them are on other things. Like
Yeah,
Walking Dead is
but
on other things.
It's on the PC now, mostly. But if you love Game of Thrones and you love the Walking Dead game,
Okay, so
get this game.
It's like, it's a story-based thing, so if you want lots of action, it's not really going to happen. I know some of those games. So there was a Tales from Borderlands. It's all kind of cool how they do different settings. So depending on what sort of series you're into, you can play a game that you'll like.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, if you weren't listening and just being dumb, rewind it. So we're gonna do the best weapon. We're not gonna do the best good guy and best villain.
Yeah, we did that last episode. So this episode, though, we're doing the best weapon and the best armor.
All right. So best weapon.
Out of the games
that we talked about. Listen to that. Okay.
Yeah. And this is our opinion.
This is our opinion.
That didn't.
No facts. Nothing.
Not a whole lot of thought went into this either.
Yeah, we didn't. Not a whole lot of thought.
This took like 2 minutes to think of.
Yeah.
So
the best weapon out of all the games we have, we did Mega Man's Cannon.
Okay, so
There's not a whole lot to talk about it, but I do love the design kind of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's just like a cannon, but I mean seriously,
yeah,
it's a freaking personal cannon.
Yeah.
He takes it along with him.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe not the best weapon to choose, but it's cool. And we're not gonna look through every single game that we've talked about and be like, wait, this one person in the game that you can see in the corner of the screen for this second had a really cool sword.
And we're gonna probably choose the characters that have that one certain weapon.
Yeah.
Like that one weapon that just amazes everyone.
It could be a weapon, but this one is definitely that one certain weapon that's really amazing.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot to talk about.
In the third Mega Man, and after that, Mega Man's cannon could charge up and then release a big blast.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and with the power-ups, he used his blade his cannon to use power-ups.
Yeah.
Like he had the saw.
Yeah.
And then he had a leaf shield, but that was just him. But yeah. So
the next thing we're going to be talking about
is the best armor.
Probably the final thing for this episode. I'm not sure if we will think of anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's the best armor out of these games.
Big Daddy suit.
Yes.
Now, it's not armor that you unlock. It's not armor that, protects you.
It's not armor you make.
It's not armor you make. It's armor that comes with you in the game.
Yeah.
But the Big Daddy suit
is just awesome.
You look boss in that game.
Yeah.
See, I like the second one a little more than the first BioShock.
Yeah.
Because you're a Big Daddy. You're one of the